What are the best flowers to grow in containers or flower pots? That's what we're going to be talking about in today's tip. Hi, I'm Anne with Go West Gardener, inspiring new Western gardeners to find their green thumbs with flowers. So you're ready to get started with flower pots or containers, but where do you begin? How do you know what to plant? What's the best flower to grow? Well, if you want big, showy color in your flower pots, imagine the kind of flower pots you see up in mountain villages or in public gathering places that are exploding with color, then what you're looking for are annuals. Annuals are flowers that give you continuous color for the summer, but they don't return next year. The word annual is kind of confusing because of how we use it in everyday conversation. Hey, we're hosting our annual barbecue. We usually mean it to mean recurring, but in gardening, annual actually means one and done. They go for one entire season and then they're done. If you like to have word games to remember these types of phrases, I like to think of the word annual starting with the letter A. Annual is equal to a single season, annual. So when you go to your garden center, how do you know which flowers are the annuals? Well, there are a couple of hints. One, if you see one section of the store where it looks like the color dial has been cranked way up, there's just so much color, chances are those are your annuals. They offer you big, showy color. Another hint that you might be looking at the annual section is if you have an outdoor nursery, chances are it's going to be in a covered section. Annuals need a little bit more moisture than perennials, so they're typically in a section where they don't get the sun beating down on them. And then of course you can always ask. People are more than happy to point you in the right direction so you know where to go. While annuals are certainly the most popular option for growing in containers or flower pots, they're not your only option. So for example, let's say you wanted to add more scent to your flower pots or containers. You could include herbs in with your flowers. Or let's say you want to include more texture. You could grow perennials in your flower pots or containers. Perennials are the flowers that return year after year, but they bloom for a much shorter amount of time, typically only a couple weeks. So just know if you do plant perennials in your flower pots or containers, they're not going to give you that big showy color all summer. They're going to really offer more texture. The other thing to note about growing perennials in containers or flower pots is they typically won't return after the winter. It's just too cold on their roots, too cold and hard. They prefer to be in the ground in order to return. So now that you know that you're looking for annuals, in our next video we'll talk about 4 specific questions to consider so you can hone in on the right annuals for your garden and then help ensure that your flowers will last and be happy all summer long. If you'd like to feel more confident growing flowers in your containers or your flower pots this summer, then don't miss my free mini training, 10 common flower pot mistakes and how to easily avoid them. And if you found this content helpful today, please share some love below and click subscribe for more videos. I'll talk to you next time.